And so the one time I'm actually like, you can start, you don't want to?
Yep.
Wow. Okay. Well, welcome to the show. There's my start.
It's a good
Um,
start.
feels like it's been forever since we've recorded though.
It has.
The
It
last,
has.
yeah, the last couple have been interviews with other people. Well, I guess we can talk about Jordan's, the graduation that we went to for Jordan and just kind of catch up, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah. Go ahead and start out on that.
So it was amazing. Fort Jackson definitely knows how to put on a show. It was so good. Um, yeah, all you had to do is like YouTube Fort Jackson graduations, and they're so incredible. Like they have all the smoke, and like the men and women run through the smoke, and it's so
Yeah. Yeah.
amazing.
My biggest surprise was like it's a whole city infrastructure. It's
Oh, on the base?
yeah, yeah. You
Oh, you
think of
didn't know that?
no. Yeah, I
Oh,
didn't know that.
gotcha.
Yeah. No, my grandfather was in the military, but then after that it just stopped. So there was no reference for military growing up. Um So I was surprised that you go there and it's just an entire city that,
Yeah,
you
it's
know,
just like a town.
yeah, just like a town.
Yeah,
Huge, huge town. I
yeah.
mean, for, so yeah, that was rather surprising.
Yeah, they have like literally everything there. So you didn't tell me that. I didn't know.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, it was incredible. So we got there and the first day was family day. And so that was really cool. Um, it was just so exciting because we hadn't seen Jordan for 14 weeks.
Yeah.
That's a long time. Like
Oh, yeah.
that boy is a mama's boy. And so, like going from talking to him every single day and on his days off from work, like talking to him multiple times a day because he was bored, um, to once a week. And
Very
there were
brief.
times it was like 2 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it was kind of hard. But so yeah, leading up to family day was just the emotions were high and the excitement was through the roof. And
Yeah. We were first thinking about driving out there, but then we ended up taking an airplane. Which
yeah,
was a better idea because we had a little kid. We have our grandson, and we
yeah.
were planning the trip around his naps and his sleeps and how it was going to affect him, how long we could drive with him. Like so, the plane idea was a little bit better, and he did absolutely wonderful.
Oh
Uh,
yeah.
like takeoff and landing and stuff. He knew something was going on, but nobody around him was like freaking out, so he didn't freak out. So.
Yeah, he did so good. I was really nervous about takeoff and landing. So I had his pacifier because, he's almost 2. So I had his pacifier and I'm like ready to pop it in his mouth if you could tell his ears were bothering him and like nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah, like going there, nothing for takeoff and landing. When we went home, he started rubbing his ears so I knew they were bothering him. Um, and I just gave him my water to drink because it was a
Yeah.
straw. So yeah, he did so good.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
So the first day, what would they call that?
family day.
Family day. Family day was yeah, it was put on very epically. I think the next day was a lot of ceremony.
Yeah.
So there was a lot of like down moments. But on family day,
Well, and the difference too was we hadn't seen him on family day. And then going into actual graduation, we just spent the whole day with him.
yeah.
So there was that too.
Yeah, and the presentation was different.
Totally
There's a
different.
lot of formalities in the second day, a lot of army business to tend to, where the
A lot of
first day yeah,
retirees
yeah, yeah,
and
yeah, where the first day was like it was a, grand entrance, it was a spectacle, the smoke bombs, them coming to the field, the hype, music going up, like this really, Good presentation. I'm gonna fix my light here. It's gradually
It's falling
falling
on
down.
us. Um, but yeah, it was so good. And then it was really cool because the men and women, if I reference guys, just know I'm not excluding the women. It's my son, and like most soldiers are men. So a lot of times I just say men, but I, I acknowledge the amazing women too. But, so our son, everybody was given their phones. They were able to have them going to the field. And so he's texting me. He's like, don't call, but I got my phone. And so he's like, we're on the bus because we're seeing the buses bringing all the soldiers in back behind the trees into the forest. And he's like, I was able to jump on Life 360 and track him. And it was really cool. It's like, oh, he's coming up. He's coming up. And so that was so fun.
Yeah.
And then we saw his bus because we knew exactly where he was. So we were like, wow, that's him right there. And then, he was able to tell us exactly where he was standing, which was nice. So when we went to tap him out, we knew where to go. So yeah, it was like a lot of excitement that day, way more than family day. I mean, graduation.
Yeah. That was hot, and the next day was very hot and sweaty, and then like trying to find things to do.
Yeah, that was
Yeah, it's
so
a
hard.
little, yeah. Yeah, if
Yeah.
anybody has that coming in the future, I would probably sit down and kind of map out that day a little bit, just so you're not just like, in our case, sitting in the heat all day.
Yeah.
Map it out a little bit.
Well, and it is hard because you're stuck on base and everything is so busy because there's so many families there. So that made it hard. And I know a lot of soldiers, like, they just want to sit down and chill. But that's not Jordin. Like, he has a hard time being still. And that's the ADHD in him. And so he, it was like trying to figure out what we were going to do, making sure. And there were a lot of us, there were my parents, there was our other son and his fiance and grandson, and then our son, and then his father, and then his wife. And so there were a lot of us, and it was like trying to coordinate where everybody was going to be happy was a little difficult. But it was great. Like, nobody complained, and it was great. But yeah, just definitely plan that out a little bit, I think. That might be a little bit better.
Yeah.
So
Definitely.
yeah, but it was so cool. Like, you definitely figure things out. Like, the first day we were like at the very end because he was in eco. And so we were at the very end where we could be like right by where he was going to be. But we didn't think about, well, when we're done, we have to walk down and walk over to the exit to go down to the field. So then graduation day, we knew exactly where to sit. So that was nice. And we got there early. We were able to sit perfect where we could just get down quick, which was nice.
Yeah.
That
was nice. There was a lot of people. And
yeah, especially on graduation day. And they say that's normal, that graduation day has more people. So people were over at the overflow.
Yeah. We're glad we came early on that. Even if, you're sitting waiting an hour and a half, to be at the end of that long line would be very fun.
Yeah.
And then you'd be looking for a seat because there's not no standing room, like literally.
Yeah. Well, and they don't even, in the main stadium, they don't even let you stand. Like, when they come out, like, you cannot stand. Like, they have soldiers there, like, sit down.
I was talking to the right, like, standing room is like literally like there wasn't enough. It was
Oh,
overflow.
gotcha. Yeah.
It's over.
And then on graduation, once the ceremony started, you were not allowed to come back in. So if you had to go out, you weren't getting back in. And they were dead serious. Like, once you're out, you're out. So make sure, you do your business beforehand. So, but yeah, it was so cool. Like we went down and I knew I was going to be emotional. Like I already knew it.
Yeah.
But we went down and my dad tapped him out and like watching that and then like seeing my dad tear up, and my dad doesn't tear up. Like, but like this is, my brother didn't go into the service. My sisters didn't. I didn't. None of the grandkids have, like, he's the first one that went into the service. And so there's this connection that they have now that can't be taken away. And so like my dad really teared up.
Yeah.
So watching that made me like tear up more, and then being able to hug him, and like, I finally, like, I was just hugging him, and finally I said, I want to keep hugging you, but other people want to hug you too.
Yeah.
So I guess I have to let you go. But yeah, it was just after 14 weeks of not seeing him, it was just so incredible to see him again.
Yeah.
So yeah, and like the pride I felt for him, like you could see the pride he had for himself.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Because that's a big feat, making it through boot camp. And
yeah.
Yeah.
What's amazing, looking at that and, being on the journey for these last 10 years of his life. And, he obviously has a bent towards being a mama's boy, but I don't think, I wouldn't say that, like, classifying that to him because, like a typical mama's boy is, he's probably really, really soft and,
No, yeah,
and
he's
stuff. So,
not.
yeah, no. Uh, he's very energetic, very masculine. So, like, I wouldn't even. I heard you say it when we were beginning. I'm like, yeah, but I wouldn't even really classify him that. And the reason is because he had all of that masculine energy growing up on the ranch, and
Yeah.
being around all of those men and seeing all of those events, and then he's got these. I've been present throughout the last 10 years and way different than his previous, uh, more like a father wasn't there that much or whatever.
Yeah, he was a
Not that
truck
present.
driver and just
And
gone
then he
all
had
the
all
time.
of these other male figures that were in his life. And then also the fire department, the police, or the
Prison.
working in the prison. And so all of this kind of like masculine role model upbringing that it's just like a really he's been initiated well
Yeah.
by and I never had any of that, so all the male figures were absent, and my initiation with my dad was stupid stuff, crimes and stuff like that were just a really terrible initiation.
Yeah.
To manhood,
Yeah.
Initiation to manhood is rolling with your dad, being a lookout for a crime.
Yeah.
Different kind of initiation.
Mhm. Yeah. Yeah. And that's true. And I almost wonder if maybe more.
He loves his mama though. So I'm gonna keep that frame there.
Yes,
He
but
loves
what
his
I'm
mama.
wondering if like a better term than saying mama's boy, I wonder if it's just we have such a connection. And so maybe it's just like a deep connection we have. Because growing up, I was always his protector.
Yeah.
And so like I was his safe place. So I wonder if that's just a better term versus saying mama's boy, just like we have a really deep connection. That might be better.
Yeah, because I don't think he's a mama's boy. I really don't.
Yeah.
Not in that sense of like what people think when people think of a mama's.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's definitely not
It's
like,
just not like
a pussy doesn't go into the army and be willing to go and like sacrifice his life for the country.
Yeah.
Like pussy doesn't do that. So yeah, I think good call out.
I just want to make sure that we represent him right. Yeah.
Oh yeah, exactly. But it was so crazy. He lost so much weight during boot camp. He looked so different, and like you could see on his face the pride he had for himself, the confidence. Like basic training changed that. I want to say boy, but I mean, he's not a boy, he's a man. And even now, like looking at him, now that he can have facial hair again, mustache, and he can have hair, he's finally growing. Like he was just got a haircut because it's growing out from being buzzed. But, I look at him the last couple days when we FaceTimed, and he's a man.
Yeah.
He's
But
not a kid. He's not
like, think about this, that you go in there unruly and undisciplined in a way. And basically it's kind of like disorder and lacking structure is what it is. It's not really that you're not disciplined because, they make you disciplined. So it's not like you don't have the capacity for discipline. You just don't. You're disordered. And so you come in there disordered and you work out every day and you eat 3 meals. You're not skipping meals. You're not eating junk. You're making your bed. You're meticulous about the little details of your space. And they make you meticulous for those details.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
So it's like all the self-help books tell you, you got to eat right. You got to work out. You got to make your bed. You got to clear your space. So it's not like chaos. And so, you develop some of these disciplines that transform your life in a very positive way.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's just amazing seeing the discipline and the structure and how well he's just doing, which people with ADHD, they do better with the structure. They really do. And so it's just been amazing for him. But like the things that he says like is mind blowing. So he's like, I'm running faster. Who the heck are you? And he's so proud of like every time he does, can do a mile quicker. He's like really proud of himself.
Yeah. It's bringing his time down and see what their programming is. Whatever you track, then he's just going to improve because he's measuring data.
Yeah.
So it's
well, and like
the whole brain training process.
Yeah, and like the other day, he was telling me how he ran 3 miles straight without stopping, which that's impressive.
Yeah.
I can't run a mile, you could, but he was saying that this girl who's always faster than him, he beat her by 3 minutes or 30 seconds.
Ooh.
So I'm like, wow. So, but like, and I'm going to be really careful, as we go through this journey of, being Army parents, like there's different things we're learning. And so I'm just really wanting to be careful what kind of information we put out, like job and like, different things that he wants to do just because the enemy can see stuff like this and hunt these people down. And so there's one thing that he's wanting to do and he has to be able to, do certain fitness things. And, like he's so proud of himself and he's like, he wants to do this and he wants to put in the work necessary in order to be able to do those physical things. And it's just so cool, like listening to him. I'm like, that boy ain't never been in a gym a day in his life until right before he leaves for basic training.
Yeah.
And now it's like he sees the strength he's building. He's running faster. He's doing all these things and he's so proud of himself.
Yeah.
And as a parent, it's just amazing to watch.
Oh, it is accomplishment.
Yeah.
When I could do one pull-up, I was like, doing a happy dance.
Mhm.
Because, going from assisted all the way to unassisted, and then doing the first one unassisted is just like, yeah, it's a milestone. Like,
It
just
is.
definitely celebrate. Even like after losing 100 pounds, like the ability to do like 20 push-ups in a row, like, or something, something, that people take for granted when they're young because they could just bust them out. Like, all of
Yeah.
that is like recapturing milestones.
Yeah. Yeah, it's amazing. And like with this fitness that he's on, like it's so fun because we're on that same journey. And so it's really fun to like compare. So it's like, yeah, I think I can do 7 push-ups in a row, like legit push-ups, not sissy ones, but legit. And, so just talking about different things that he's doing and that we're doing, like it's really cool to have that connection with
Yeah,
him.
yeah. I always say that I get smoked at CrossFit because that's their lingo. It's like when the drill sergeant smoked them. It's like they just worked them out until there wasn't anything left. And so yeah, whenever that's my little joke lingo now that
You're
I go
getting
to
smoked.
CrossFit and I get smoked.
Yeah, and then he tells Jordin, or I told Jordin, and he just
Boy, you don't know what smoked is.
yeah. Yeah. But it's cool having this connection with him because we don't have like a fitness connection with any of the other kids
No.
or a health connection. He's talking about like, I got this protein powder and like, I want to make sure I'm getting more protein in. I want to build muscle. Like, and the other kids talk like that.
Yeah.
And so it's really cool to just have that connection with him. But so, yeah. So now that he's out of basic training. He's at AIT. He's waiting for classes to start, which they won't start for a couple more weeks, which sucks because he's so bored. And unfortunately, we can't go down and see him. They don't allow families to go down on base and visit or anything like that during AIT. And so that sucks because I'd jump in the car and drive down and see him for the weekend,
She would.
So that sucks. But the one thing that has been amazing is he has his phone. And so we talk every single day. He's FaceTiming a lot more, which is nice being able to see him. And so it's been really nice. And I try and like, even if he calls and I'm busy, I stop and I take the time because, during basic, you get used to not being able to talk to them at all, which is really hard. But then you never know with the state of the country, like right now over in Jordan, some of the soldiers have been leaking videos. I don't know if you saw this article. I just saw it this morning, but they've been leaking videos from Jordan, not our son, but Jordan. And it's like missile strikes coming in and stuff like that. And like, they don't want the enemy to see these videos. And they're, getting shared with people. And so they're saying that they may take phones from everybody. And then there's no contact. And so I know that that's a possibility at any point. Like, even if he's like out in the field doing field training and it's a couple days long, or if he goes, God forbid, he gets deployed and he's over there and he can't have a phone, and we could go months without talking to him. And so I'm really trying to cherish
the
the ability
advantage
to
of the
talk to him now.
opportunity, yeah, that you have right now. Yeah.
So, yeah, even if I'm busy, I stop because who knows when something like that freedom can be taken away.
Yeah.
And I totally understand for everybody's safety. I get that needs to be done. But yeah, you just cherish, you have the opportunity.
Yeah.
So that's been like my favorite thing is like talking to him every day, even if it's just stupid stuff, And then it was cool last night when I took Percy upstairs to go to bed. Cody was up there FaceTiming Jordan, and it was so fun to listen to them. just brotherly banter. They're best friends. And so it was just cool to see that again.
Yeah.
Because it's been a while.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
So what's been the hardest part in this whole process? Difficulties, challenges, emotional?
For me, it was during basic training when he didn't have his phone. And like, is he okay? Is he not okay? Is he struggling? Like, because I was always his protector, and mama can't protect their kids in basic training.
Mm-hmm.
Mama can't protect their kids in war.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's giving up that protector role. And
that's such a masculine role too, when you think about it. It's really masculine.
Yeah.
You probably had to do that because there was a masculine role missing, I imagine.
Yeah. And so, and I do just want to say, because his father and us were getting along really well.
Mm-hmm.
He was a truck driver and just gone all the time.
Yeah, no, that's all I'm saying.
It's not like bashing or anything like that. I just want to make that, because I like getting along with him and his wife. So
yeah. No,
that's all it is.
Forgive me for implying. I'm just, it doesn't matter whether it's absentee or it doesn't really matter. It's just, I know psychology of women that they will fill in the gap for anything.
Yeah.
And so, if there's not a protector, like they'll step in and they'll do the protecting.
Yeah. And I did it in a way with him that I didn't with the other kids. And the kids know it too. And they call it out. And I know that's true. And it was just because, like, with his ADHD, he was such a handful. Kids were mean to him. Teachers were mean to him. Like, he got, like, it was really hard on him. And his mom, it was like, okay, that's my baby. And so I would step in and I would be the protector. And so getting out of that role has been really hard, and recognizing that I cannot do that. And that journey, to be fair, did not start when he joined the Army. It started when he went to the prison.
Mm-hmm.
That sounded funny. Mm-hmm. When he was a correctional officer in the prison.
Yeah, we didn't went to the prison.
Yeah. Although we do joke, like, he went to prison like all the time.
Yeah.
But
go to prison all the time, man.
Yeah.
So how was prison?
Right. And so when he started working there, I realized I can't protect him, and I have to, like, let go of that role and just trust that God is there to protect him.
Yeah.
And so that has been one of the hardest things, is like giving up that role and like, what's my role? And just kind of figuring out my role.
Yeah.
Now that I'm not the protector. And so that's been really hard. And then in basic, just the not knowing and lack of communication. So what about you?
Difficult thing?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I'm very empathetic, so I'm in tune to everybody else's emotions, and then you're trying to carry your own kind of at the same time. And so there's a little bit of disassociation with how you feel about a certain thing or a certain experience and stuff like that. So I caught myself a couple times get a little teary-eyed through the whole process of family day and graduation and stuff like that. But then, as probably most men do, it's like, suck that up, because you need to be emotional support for other people, sort of thing. So
you still haven't told me when you got choked, like what points you were getting choked up.
I don't know. I did a couple times. It's just it's probably the same thing that you face as a woman. There is a proudness. There is a fear, like don't F this up fear. And then there's also a surrender of something bad could happen to you.
Yeah.
So there's just like all of these three couple things that I think that people have to swallow or
Yeah.
not. Like I guess if they want to like pretend and all of that stuff, they could do that too. But I think the best way is to like face the reality of all of these different things. One thing I do like to probably talk on is there's a lot of pressure, like not on like us. It's just from communication that I hear in there's pressure to graduate. There's pressure to shoot well. There's pressure to not get pushed back. You
Mhm.
know, all of this pressure that's going on in their head. You know,
Mm.
and
Yeah.
even now, pressure of what if I don't pass? What if you know? So there's just know that your child is going to be have a lot on their mind and be put
Yeah.
under a lot of pressure and a lot of what ifs and a little bit of fear of not measuring up or being enough.
Mhm. Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah. And I think that it's important too because as mom, you can speak for dads, but you want to know what's going on, right? So you're like asking all these questions, and a lot of times they have no answers. Um, and I think that if you continually press for answers for things that they don't even know, like the other day I asked him, like, so what kind of stuff are you doing in classes once you start? And he's like, well, I know this and I know this, but honestly, I don't know anything else. And I could have pressured him, but what would have that have done? He doesn't know.
Mm.
And so it's like, I think that's fine. Ask the questions, but if they don't know, or if they seem like they don't want to talk about it, let it be.
Mm.
And just be their safe space where they can just sit on the phone in silence if they need,
Oh
or
yeah,
talk about the weather if they need, because these men and women, like they have this just huge weight on them that sometimes they just need a break.
yeah,
And so I think it's important to like not always have the serious conversations, not always be pushing for answers, just like, hey, we're remodeling the house and this is how it's going, or like just stupid stuff.
sure,
Give their minds a break.
yeah, yeah. Not have to spend a lot of energy, mental energy, coming up with all this. Just yeah, that's really good.
Yeah.
Like that. Enough stress and pressure already. It's good.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah. And it's not always easy, but I think it's important um at any stage, you know, throughout their military journey.
Nice.
But I'm definitely excited to see him again. That'll be amazing. It won't be for a while. I almost said when, and don't want to do that because it's better not to give dates of stuff. But yeah, we got a ways to go till we see him,
Nice.
but that's okay.
It's okay.
So anyway, that's kind of what's going on with our journey. And we won't always be talking about military. It's just a big part of our life. And yeah,
Sounds good. Well,
anyway, can't wait for the next one. We got it on the calendar every single week. Gonna get back in the flow of things. And yeah, until
see you
next
later.
time.